for Hollywood. There's no crying in baseball. Oh, hello there. I am Stan the Movie Man, and this is my review of Transformers: The Last Knight, starring Mark Wahlberg, Anthony Hopkins, Josh Duhamel, Laura Haddock, also Isabelle Moner, Stanley Tucci for a hot minute, also John Turturro, who is never on screen with anybody except a Transformer, and more. It is, of course, the continuing saga of the Transformers. They are being hunted by a paramilitary force because who knows? So, a little girl named Isabella, with a Z, played by Isabella Moner, is an orphan. Her parents were killed in a Decepticon attack, and she is now living in a wasteland that's supposed to be off limits as an alien contamination zone. She is being chased by some robotic and paramilitary group when Cade Yeager, played by Mark Wahlberg, comes in and saves her. And she, since she has nowhere else to go, he takes her back to the junkyard where he lives in the middle of a desert, surrounded by various Autobots as well as junked cars. And right out here is where I don't know what I'm talking about. I saw the movie, paid attention, couldn't tell you what this movie is about. Haven't a clue. It involves knights, King Arthur, Merlin. It's just such a mishmash of things. There's the one positive thing I can give it is the performance of Anthony Hopkins as Sir Edmund Burton, who is sort of a overseer of the history of the Transformers and their time on Earth. But the only good thing about it isn't what he says, it's how he says it. His performance is very entertaining. I think probably he saw the script and said, I'm just going to wing it, guys. So, watching Sir Anthony Hopkins in this incredibly stupid movie, in this very poorly written role, is about the only entertainment value you will see, unless you just love the Transformers, in which case, you know, we get introduced to a few new ones, as well as seeing Optimus Prime turned to the bad side for a while. And there's very little Optimus Prime in this movie. He's sort of a secondary character in this film, even though he's always sold as the driving force of the plot, such as it is, even though he isn't. The driving force of the plot is a character by the name of Vivian Wembley, played by Laura Haddock, who is a long past descendant, or who is a descendant of a long past figure in English history. I can't even begin to describe the weirdness and insanity of this film that jumps around from battle scene to battle scene and has, of course, the inappropriate and unnecessary romantic moment between Cade Yeager and Vivian Wembley. It is just a horrendous mess of a film that lasts seemingly forever. And unless you are just a massive fan of these movies and a completist, you have to have seen them all. Give this one a pass, because it is just... it's like watching glitter spin around in a blender. It makes about that much sense. I'm giving Transformers: The Last Knight 1 star. Go to StanTheMovieMan.com to read my complete review. Follow me on Twitter @MovieManStan. And please, as always, if you have anything you'd like to send me via email, you can do so at StanTheMovieMan@Comcast.net. Also, there is a podcast that I have a very brief appearance on, the Steve and Kyle podcast. I had what they call 2 minutes of awkward conversation. If you would like to check out, search for the Steve and Kyle podcast on your podcatcher of choice, on iTunes, Google, whatever, Stitcher, then by all means, please do so. That will be posted as I'm recording this sometime early next week. However, until then, until next time, later.